So, still June 9th. So, I'm preparing the next videos. Like, I'm trying to get a head start, even though I have a bunch of notes to do, which I'll do them. I'm preparing the next group of videos. Chapter 48. This is the second episode. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, because I'm doing the first review to see if I can pick up a pattern for labeling the chapter. But I'm blown away. I forgot about these dreams. And so in this particular one, the second episode, which I'm thinking of titling it Overcoming Religious Hypocrisy, it was back in December 14th of last year. And I talk about abortion and the fear, the scene that I get about abortion. No, well, it's religion, abortion, and then this lack mentality. That's what it is. I talk about what was evoked within me was the religious hypocrisy of the organizations that I was a part of, and even in my dream, right? The dream was just triggering these events, and realizing that what I was a part of, there was hypocrisy in how they were presenting themselves to be versus behind the scenes. Because I always found a way to become behind the scenes as an administrator or a leader or something. And then the more I learned, I was just like, oh no, like that's what you really believe? That's what you're teaching us? Like, it never sat well with me. And I experienced that, unfortunately, in my last church, where that was something that was highlighted, that even though they were open arms to the LGBTQ community, behind the scenes, you never saw a person, an LGBTQ individual as a group leader. You didn't. And we were even told that, they only believed that marriage was between a man and a woman. So I'm talking about how that was being evoked. I don't say it there, but I'm saying it now. That at my last church, that was, and even the other organizations that were, I participated in some business, was it multi-level stuff, expansion stuff or whatever, networking stuff, and there was always, behind the scenes, there was this element of religious, like a religious push, and so I'm talking about that. But the scene that trips me out, well, all of it really, because now I'm hearing myself, I'm like, oh snap, like the connection. There was a scene in the middle of that I was getting the flashback, which was on abortion. It was on abortion, and what I was seeing, but then seeing that there was a girl who was hiding her abortion and fearful of it. And I'm realizing, oh my gosh, that's what's happening right now with abortion rights and the big push, because of the fear that was it Roe versus Wade is going to be overturned, and just the advocacy that's happening right now. And now I'm like wondering, did I see it before it became public? That's what I mean. Did I see it before it became public? Right, before it became current news. This was December. I didn't know about the whole Roe versus Wade until the end of the school year, which was what, a month or two ago, because we even missed class because there was like rights. People were fighting for that, and protesting. That's wild. That's wild. It just, I'm wondering if I didn't even realize it then. And then the scene after that, I'm talking about oh, the perceived haunted house, but it was perceived a haunted house by other people. And whereas I knew it's just an illusion, that's just what they're contributing, right? And what I'm learning, right? This whole element of you create what you think about. You manifest what you don't want by focusing your attention on it, right? So if you're fearful of something, you're indirectly attracting that towards you. And the way, and how I'm describing that everyone else is freaking out about like the lack of utensils, tools, resources. And I'm like, no, look, we have all this. You're just focusing on this and the lack mentality, right? And I'm over here focusing on the abundance. Look at all this stuff. Like, we can be creative with how we're putting this together. And I'm teaching everybody who's fearful, like, hey, no, look, you can do it this way, you can do this way. And again, it's the power of the mind, the power of thought, and emotions. Really, it's a combination of both, right? Because if you're fearful of something, you're gonna sometimes we tend to overemphasize, right? We overthink it. I just came out of a period of that, like fearful, and I was trying to keep it at bay. And I feel so much better now, but I think I'm just tripped out that I mentioned abortion and the fear of the abortion. And I remember even thinking, now that I'm hearing it, I was like, I forgot about that dream. I remember my dream thinking, why is she afraid, right? Because there's well, up until at that point in time, it was okay to have an abortion. And again, my views on that have changed. I believe in past lives and future lives. So you're not really killing a baby, right? There's no such thing as a permanence in death, or a state of being. There's no such thing as a permanence in a state of being. Death is just temporary, and life is just temporary, right? It's a life cycle, and then it continues into the next life cycle. So it's how you perceive what you see and what you fear and what you attract. I just wanted to highlight that. I'm just tripped out. I'm like, did I see it before it came? Did I see it before it came? That's wild. That's just wild. I wonder what I say about it next. Because I haven't heard about my debriefing of it, which will be the next video, episode 3. So I just wanted to highlight one of those moments, right? That's wild. Alright, we'll see what happens next. Okay. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.